Planning Act for lots created by consent. Why the approval authority can't deem those after 8 years too, I don't know, but it's never been put in the Planning Act. So. Okay, and I've already talked about that. Again, there's provisions under Section 53 for public notification, appeals, all of the same things. And this was the deeming provision I just spoke about. And council has used this in their term of council. Okay? So that's, I think that's the last slide, I'm happy to say, for everyone.
Great, well, you have one question.
One quickly.
Yep.
Thank you for this because she made a promise to us back in January. Here we are in March doing what she promised. Yep. Thank you very much. Back on the official plan on page 12, we talked about, and this is a question that I don't want you to answer right now. This is one to get ready for the next time.
Okay.
Official plan means that all new services sewer, for example, must conform to the plan. Obviously, we have a waste master plan 206 circa. Obviously, what's happened in the last year has, whatever, it's delayed the OP, we know that.
Yeah.
But it also, I think we need to have that discussion because I'm not sure if it's really going to affect the provisions of the OP until you explain the OP to people. But I think you need to have, I think, your homework done about explaining that backwards to us. And when I finish saying it, slice, not just the waste management master plan, but also the recommendations of the ad hoc committee, because both of them go in line with the recommendations of the OP, your draft, which I kind of know already, and the rest don't, but you know where I'm going. Just to help you out.
It's an issue that
it has to be dealt
all
with.
the things need to come out. The important thing, I think the important thing for council to remember is your official plan deals with development. Existing lots that are created, they're already created. There's no Planning Act approvals that are going to come out of those. So the OP, the new OP directed, and we don't have to get, it's a big, we're going to have a big discussion about it, I know that. I'm prepared.
Oh, I believe that.
But the new OP directs that all new lots be on full service. I mean, the provincial policy statement, okay? That's our growth, okay? That's going to go on service. Provincial policy statement says you can also infill here and there in existing areas, 1 or 2 lots. Like, for example, if someone in here in Woods wanted to sever their lot into 2 to create 2 lots, that would be permitted. But that's not where our growth is going to occur. Our growth is going to occur on full services in Rice, in South Bend, in any other new development that we get. Because that's what provincial policy says. It doesn't affect our existing subdivisions in a very precise way. Okay, you got to remember that. We're talking about development approvals and existing.
So that's why I'm asked. That's why I'm saying in advance. In advance, not right now. That's why I'm saying be prepared to be able to and put it in context. Give us an environmental scan of why and how, and what provisions are pertinent to the OP review or us finally approving the draft for the next public process or whatever it is. To me, it's just one of those red herrings that's there.
It has to be discussed.
Or it's maybe even an elephant in the room. I don't know which more metaphor to use is better for this one, but you know where I'm going.
Yeah, to be honest with you, that's why the official plan review committee left that decision and that discussion for council, because it is a bigger discussion. And they knew that, and they didn't want to presuppose at the time what council was going to do. So they said, this is a bigger issue. We don't want to deal with this. Let council deal with that. Because, yes, we need to have a conversation about it.
Okay, it is 4:30, but Lori, I think has responded to one question. So
just to bring to the next time, could we have, when we do this again, could we have a list of all the old subdivisions so that we know what they are? And can we have, is there a possibility of a list of the subdivisions that are out there that still have lots that are available to be used?
I have an inventory. However, we won't do that next time because we've got bigger fish to fry next time.
But at some point in this process?
Yes, absolutely. When we get to OP review, I'll give you a thorough understanding of what we have, where it is, what's left. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm giving you the Bible of planning.
We're getting home.
Policy statement. And we're going to have a discussion on the PPS at our next get-together when planning's the slate.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm giving it to you in advance so that you can read it at your
work, and I just encourage you to save that, because I'm sure the next council will appreciate all that material as well. And the time is moving on for us. I think we only have one thing left in our agenda today, and that is giving the public an opportunity to seek clarification on something that we discussed today. Is there anyone in the audience that has a question to ask, or point of clarification? Yes, don't let us down, Jody, thank you.
Under the Planning Act, Patty,
Yes,
through you
it's
to
fine.
Patty, I understand that anything that you put together with citizens is still under, what is it, under the section 50, and what is it, 57, still has to go through county for approval?
Only certain things have to go to the county. That's
Okay.
official plan and official plan amendments.
Yeah,
The rest is all local approval by the Council of Hampton Shores.
okay, so it comes to council, and then if there's something that needs to be, that you need to take further, it goes for a final decision with county?
Nope, only official plans and official plan amendments.
Okay, is.
Everything else is council's decision.
Council's decision,
Yep.
okay.
Subdivisions, zoning, consents, variances, all are committee of adjustments, but that's all local.
Okay, one more question. Could I get a copy of your today's presentation?
Absolutely, it'll be on the website, but yes, you can.
Thank you.
Thank you, it's a great idea for the website. Mr. Speak Jr.
Back to back. The, when we're dealing with the feds being federal level and provincial level, how do we get our planner to negotiate or to tell them what we really need? Because it seems too often we're being brought into this bureaucratic fishbowl saying that we're just like Toronto. We've got the windmills going up, that's a Toronto thing. That ain't from around here, from people. You've heard the people, they don't want it here. The same with the EAs and so on and so forth. I think the provincial government's putting stuff on the planner's plate without them being able to say that we are a significantly different ecosystem, significantly different demographic than Toronto. And if all these policies are coming out of Toronto, Ottawa, and our planning department's supposed to adhere to them, how do we get our planners or our word, our voice spoken?
Thank you. I think we have, our hands are tied on certain levels, as you know, and we are at their mercies, of course, and so, and you know, on several of these issues, we have made efforts, of course, to appeal to those in upper levels to hear our voice and who we're advocating on behalf of. And so we certainly are making efforts to do so, but we don't have unlimited authority here to be able to impose our wishes on the other levels. So there are limitations. Does that satisfy you at this point? We certainly are endeavoring when we see that there's a conflict between what our residents wish and the effort TR are demanding of us. But we're at their service, basically. We're subservient to them.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Matska.
I was just thinking, now that this issue has been brought up, that as I recall, there were going to be a couple of gas-fired power plants built in Mississauga.
Mm-hmm.
The people didn't want it, so it did change. How about the windmills that nobody wants? Now maybe because it was a liberal government and they wanted to get re-elected, they chose to get rid of the issue. That's what happened. Let's face reality here. Maybe you should approach them from the same viewpoint. Rather than trying to say, gee, it's bad because of whatever, you want the same deal they got from the poor people who didn't want the gas-fired coal plant or the gas-fired electrical plant.
That's an interesting point.
Madam Mayor, could we just correct that? There's no Liberal cabinet minister to lose their seat here.
No, I'm well aware. Sometimes I think the conservatives should say adios too. But the point is that you have an opportunity to have a discussion line with them.
Well, we have yet to
And it's
see
a big
much-
one because they spent how many millions to pay off for
We have yet to
this
see what
plant?
the next premier, what direction she's going to take.
Well,